Shalom. We are the I.S.U.P.K. coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the command of Gen.YAHANNA. And today's topic is concerning prophecy, right? Because there's certain scriptures, in this Bible that, the sisters and, they'll use this to sit there and say, well, see, a woman can preach. And see, it says in the last days that the daughters of prophecy. They think that prophecy just means preaching. But see, here's the thing. A woman can be a prophetess and a man is a prophet. There's two different types of, it's the same spirit, but different characteristics. You see what I'm saying? Just like, say, for instance, the deal with Deborah. If Deborah, was a prophetess, right? Barak was the leader. The spirit being poured upon Barak and Deborah, same spirit, but caused him to do different things. It caused him to be a man and her to be a woman. You see what I'm saying? They can just, I'm gonna go to Joel chapter 2 and verse 28. And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh. Oh boy, they really get this. Really gets on. See, well, this is what they try to use to counteract, what the I.S.U.P.K. teaches, right? They try and use this to counteract all of what we teach, right? But they don't understand these scriptures at all. Well, what we're going to do, we're going to break this down. And it shall come to pass that afterwards that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh. And your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. They say, oh, see, it says the daughters, right? It says, your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions. Now, watch this. And that's what sticks out to them, And then when we say that they're going to be, that the white man is going to go into slavery, they're going to be our service, then they'll go here, and it says in verse 29, it says, and also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit. Now, think about this for a second, right? What spirit was poured on us here in America, right? The spirit of the white man. The spirit of Satan was poured upon us through Christianity, slavery, and all that, right? And what did the spirit of the white man do to us? It didn't make us equals with the white man, but it made us just like him. You see what I'm saying? It made us murderers. It made us thieves. It made us robbers. You see what I'm saying? Had us hating our brothers. Had us hating other black people, just like they hate black people, because the white man's spirit was poured upon all of our flesh. You see what I'm saying? But when the Most High pours His spirit out upon all flesh, right? It's gonna cause them to serve us, right? But it'll be on the righteous side, just like we serve them on the wicked side. See what I'm saying? But it ain't gonna be no equality. You see what I'm saying? They're going to be on the bottom, and we're going to be on the top. You see what I'm saying? Let me go further to prove that. We'll go into Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 1. Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 1. I want to hold this note, though. I want to hold Joel. Old Joel 2:28. All right. Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them. Now remember, the Spirit is going to be poured upon all flesh, right? And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were. And they shall rule over their oppressors. Right? Now, that's not equality. That's not all of us going and floating up, and we all just celebrating the kingdom just together and everybody's equal. No, that's not what that's talking about at all. You see what I'm saying? Obviously, here you have two classes of people. You have Israel, who's on top, and you have the oppressors who we were formerly under. Now they are under us, right? And what does the Spirit that's being poured out on all flesh look when it's up on them? All right. The one thing that's going to make them cleave to us. What does it mean? They will totally be dependent upon us. That's what it means to cleave to somebody. It's like cleaving unto the Lord. You see what I'm saying? It means to be totally dependent and leaning up on the Lord. They're going to be totally dependent and leaning up on us. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, what does that mean? That means we're going to be governing their ways, right? You see what I'm saying? We will be governing their ways. The Chinese, with the Spirit that's poured on all flesh, the Chinese will stop eating dog. You see what I'm saying? They'll stop eating all the abominable foods. The Japanese will stop eating octopuses. You see what I'm saying? And they will be eating the same thing we eat. Just like in this evil kingdom right here, our people eat the same thing they eat. The white man eat pork. The white man's spirit is poured on all Negro flesh. So Negroes eat the pork too. You see what I'm saying? The white man's a homosexual. The white man's spirit is poured upon Negro flesh, and a Negro becomes a homosexual too. Look at Atlanta. You see what I'm saying? That's what it looks like when the spirit of the white man is poured on all Negro flesh. You see what I'm saying? The spirit of the white man is being poured upon all flesh all over the globe right now because he's turning the whole damn world gay. You see what I'm saying? His spirit, this war is all, Esau was ruled by the sword, and what's going on all over the earth today, sword play. You see what I'm saying? Because his spirit is poured upon all flesh right now. You see what I'm saying? Because he's the one in rulership and on top. But at the same time, even in that, are these nations equal with the white man? No, they're not. He's on top in all of his wickedness, right? Just like we will be on top in righteousness under the Most High in Christ. You see what I'm saying? And the Spirit will be poured upon all flesh. And like I said before, the Chinese will stop eating dogs, rats, and cats. You see what I'm saying? And they will desire to be like us. You see what I'm saying? That will be just like we desire to be just like the white man. In this kingdom, we desire to be just like him. The white man put on a suit. What will we do? We'll put on a suit. You see what I'm saying? In the kingdom, right, with the Spirit of the Lord poured upon all flesh, we will be wearing a warlike apparel, the same stuff that you see us rocking when we at camp, except it'll be like real diamonds and stuff on the thing. You see what I'm saying? We will be dressed like that. Now, how is everybody else going to want to, how's the Arab going to want to dress? You see what I'm saying? He's going to want to dress like that too. Why is that? Because the Spirit of the Lord is poured upon all flesh. You see what I'm saying? Which is also going to cause them to want to change. You see what I'm saying? I mean, damn, look at the influence that we got now. Nigga throw on a pair of Jordans. What do everybody else want to do? Want to put on a pair of Jordans. But that's not the spirit that the Lord is going to put on the all flesh. He's not putting that. They using our influence, you know what I'm saying? Because we are the king's seed. You know what I'm saying? Jacob was a king. You know, Isaac was a king. Abraham was a king. And we're of their seed. So what do? They take and they slap, a shirt on a brother with a big old logo on it. And everybody wants to buy it. Because as the king is, so is the people. You see what I'm saying? That's why people do, that's why we're so influential and people do what they see us do and nobody can even explain why. You see what I'm saying? People follow up the white man. I mean, it makes sense because the white man, you're looking at it through a carnal eye, it makes plenty of sense. I mean, the white man's on top, right? White man's on top, so it makes sense why people would want to be, likened to him so that they would get, so they would, feel like they get some of his, a piece of his, glory or whatever, right? But the reason why people want to be like us seems to make no sense because we're on the bottom of everybody, right? But at the same time, people still imitate us. You see what I'm saying? So just imagine what it's going to be like when we are on top. Imagine that. Every damn body's going to want to be like us then. Now, what does it say? It's going back to Joel, the 2nd chapter, in verse 28. And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Now, what does it mean also to prophecy? Right? Okay, I'm going to skip this before. I'm not going to get ahead of myself. Let me skip down to verse 29. And also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit. Why? How's that? Because they're going to want to be just like the master, which will be us. You see what I'm saying? They're going to want to be just like us, right? But they won't be doing none of the abominable. They won't be like the Jewish man stealing identities and all that. They won't be doing it as far as being a thief, you know what I'm saying, and a murderer, right, and stealing identities. They won't be doing it that way. One thing, they're not going to have the identity of being a Hebrew. You see what I'm saying, of being a Jew. They're going to have the same identity as they got, as a matter of fact, they're going to have their own identity. They ain't even going to be called white people or none of that no more. You know what I'm saying? The white man's eventually going to melt away. But the Chinese and all of them, they're going to go back to being the Moabites. They're going to know who the hell they really are. You see what I'm saying? Which they really know, but what they're actually doing is siding with the world, siding with the white man to hide it. You see what I'm saying? Because in order for them to hide us, they have to hide themselves too. You see what I'm saying? Because if every nation is running around with its own name, Ammon, Moab, Ishmael, all of that, they all run around with their own name, then they know that we're going to wonder, well, if they all got names and progenitors, then why are we called Negro? Who was he? Who was he? Who was Negro? And then you would actually start to look for an identity. But that's the reason why everybody bought into the lie. The Asian man called himself an Asian. You see what I'm saying? Why does he call himself an Asian? Because in hiding his identity, he can also hide ours. You see what I'm saying? The whole world was conspiring with this. The white man just had to be at the top of it, and the Jewish white man even at the top of him. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to Isaiah 14. Now we can understand the scripture. You see, now we can start to understand Joel 28 and 29, which is one of the scriptures that the Christians love to use, right? To say everybody can be saved, everybody can be saved, regardless of your race and all of that, right? When they don't even understand what salvation even means. Salvation has to do. Let me inform you. Salvation is rulership. That's what it is. You being on the top. You see what I'm saying? If we wasn't pressed for time, I'd go ahead and break that down. But we, pressed for time though. Don't do that in another class. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. Isaiah 14:2. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were. Whose captives were we? Right? We was the captives of everybody that participated in the slave trade. See what I'm saying? Whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from thy hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. Now, so we having rest in this day, right? Who's going to be doing the work? You see what I'm saying? Just like they had ways, the white man poured his spirit on us in slavery and made us better slaves. He bred us and all of that, made us big, strong slaves to do certain tasks. You see what I'm saying? Well, when the Most High pours his spirit upon all the world, that's going to strengthen them also to serve us better. You see what I'm saying? The doubts though, man. I'm not going to go into that. All right. Now, we're going to go into Acts chapter 21 and verse 9. People thinking prophecy just means to teach. I mean, to teach or to preach. That's why the sisters run around calling themselves prophetess, run around trying to preach and all that. They think prophecy just means preach. That's not just what it means. It has different, you have different kinds of prophets also. King David was a prophet, but he wasn't the same kind of prophet as Elijah was. You see what I'm saying? They weren't the same exact kind of prophet. Elijah was able to be praised to the Most High, because everybody's people's gifts are different, right? And the female gift in prophecy is not the same as the man gift. You see what I'm saying? A man prophet can hop up and go to war. You see what I'm saying? Get the people in order. You know what I'm saying? Hear the word from the Lord and then lead the people out of the battle. The woman, the female prophet, can't do that. That's why Deborah never tried to lead the battle into the war. She never tried that. You see what I'm saying? She never tried to lead the armies into the war against the Jabin, the king of Canaan. Which I'll be proving that here also too. Acts chapter 21 and verse 9. Now, see, this is the scripture that really chokes the Christians up too. Oh, they love this one. This trips them up too. They love this scripture right here. Acts chapter 21 and verse 9. Well, I'm going to start. I'm going to take it up one. And the next day, this is verse 8. And the next day, we that were of Paul's company departed and came to Caesarea. And we entered into the house of Philip, the evangelist, which was one of the seven, and abode with him. So they stayed with Philip, who was an evangelist, right? All right. And the same man had 4 daughters, virgins, which did prophecy Does this mean that they were all running around trying to preach? No, it's not what that means. And I'll go further to even prove that, right? Now I said that because they love to try and pull this one. You see what I'm saying? And when they prophecy and also is signs. You see what I'm saying? Samson, prophecy. You see what I'm saying? Because his life was what? His life was a sign of what the children of Israel would have to go through in the last days. Job was a prophet. Not only did he prophesy in word, but his life also was a sign. You see what I'm saying? Of the same thing. Of what we will go through in the last days, and how we will be, go through the tribulation and trouble up under a heathen nation. You see what I'm saying? The curses, what happened with Job? Job went up under the curses of Deuteronomy 28. You see what I'm saying? You can read and find curse for curse that Job was up under. All except for the curse of him dying. You see what I'm saying? Now we're going to go to Isaiah. I'm going to prove my point that prophecy is not just words and not just, teaching and preaching and everything. It's not just that. It's signs, which I'll show you. Now we're going to go to Isaiah chapter 20 and verse 3. Matter of fact, I'm going to take it from the first verse so we get a good feel out of what's going on here. Isaiah chapter 20 and verse 1. In the year that Tartan came unto Ashdod, when Sargon, the king of Assyria, sent him and fought against Ashdod and took it. At the same time spake the Lord by Isaiah, the son of Amos, saying, Go and loose the sackcloth from off thy loins. He told him to take the sackcloth off, right? And put off thy shoes from thy foot. And he did so, walking naked and barefoot. And the Lord said, like as my servant Isaiah walked naked and barefoot 3 years for a sign. For what? For a sign, right? That was also prophecy, and it was showing something that was to come, right? For a sign and a wonder upon Egypt and upon Ethiopia. So shall the king of Assyria lead away the Egyptians prisoners and the Ethiopians captive, young and old, naked and barefoot, even with their buttocks uncovered, to the shame of Egypt. So Isaiah didn't have to say nothing. All he had to do was do what the Lord told him to do, right? That was the prophecy. So that was the prophecy. And so now when you go back to Acts 21 and 9, when it said that he had 4 daughters and they prophesied, what did this mean? This meant their life was a sign of the daughters of Jerusalem, right? The sign of how Jerusalem will be a pleasant land, right? A fruitful land. You see what I'm saying? Just like those daughters were pleasant and fruitful, the way that they lived their lives were prophecy. You see what I'm saying? They didn't have to say a damn thing. You see what I'm saying? Their lives themselves was the sign, right? They were young women that that no man had knew, right? They wasn't married, so no man had, they were young maids. No man had knew them, right? So when it said, I shall pour out my spirit, upon all flesh, and your daughter shall prophecy, what does that mean? Their lives will be signs. Let me give you an example of that, right? Okay. Let me show you 2 kinds of prophecy. The kind of Christian church, Christian woman would do, and the kind that a true sister in the truth would actually do. A true sister that's in the ISUPK would do, right? Let me show you what effects they'll both have. Because people are angry with the prophets. The world is angry with the prophets, right? For prophecy. They always have been. You see what I'm saying? That's one of the responses of when somebody is actually prophesying right. The world being angry. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you got a sister that's running around talking about a SHALAM and she's preaching and she's talking about she's a prophetess, she got a big old mouth, they're not hating her, they loving her. You see what I'm saying? She go inside that Christian church, they love her in there. All the wicked sisters in there love her. All the whores, all the sluts, you see what I'm saying? All the women that got their man on child support, they looking up to her. And don't let her have like a good job and all of that, right? She got a good job and she got a position inside the church. They will look at her as a beacon of success for them. You see what I'm saying? But on the other hand, you have that sister that's in the truth, right? That sister has a quiet spirit. She serves her man. You see what I'm saying? She serves her man. She, her breasts are fruitful and keep that man, you know what I'm saying? They keep that man satisfied. You see what I'm saying? You know, the Proverbs 31 woman, her life is prophecy. You see what I'm saying? The way that she lives her life is a prophecy. You see what I'm saying? Because Jerusalem is the mother of us all. You see what I'm saying? So her life also is laying out the prophecy also. You see what I'm saying? She ain't got to say nothing. The way that they live their lives is a sign. You see what I'm saying? Now, like I was saying, though, you got that woman in the truth. She got a quiet spirit. She serves her man. And then at the same time, too, let me tell you when the Spirit of the Lord is really up on her to prophecy, right? She could be in the midst of some sisters, and they could say something wicked, you know what I'm saying, against one of the brothers or something like that, right? She'll see what's going on, and she will deter the conversation. You see what I'm saying? She will be wise in handling in the way that she does things. She's not going to sit there and let the sisters down the brothers that's out there in this truth, that's out there, working hard in this truth and all that, right? She's not going to let that happen because she understands the spirit of prophecy on her, understands the wickedness of the woman that's actually trying to do that, because she understands that woman is trying to break up the brotherhood. You see what I'm saying? And just like with I.S.U.P.K, what we always say, brotherhood is a weapon, and a real sister that has a real spirit of prophecy, she will want to protect and defend that brotherhood. You see what I'm saying? Now you want to know what a female is like when she prophesies. She will want to do that. You see what I'm saying? She will strengthen the brothers just like what Deborah did. You see what I'm saying? She didn't run around, when Barak was afraid. She strengthened Barak. And see, the woman really got the spirit of prophecy on her, right? The real spirit of prophecy is going to strengthen everything that's around her. Like sisters call themselves strong, right? How the hell are you strong? Your strength is only measured by what the hell you can destroy and weaken that's around you. When a sister has the real spirit of prophecy up on her, it strengthens everything that's around her. That's why Barak and the men had the strength to go out and fight and go out against Jabin, the king of Canaan. You see what I'm saying? That's what a real spirit of prophecy up on a woman looks like. She ain't running around, hollering and shouting labanda and acting like she's casting out spirits and preaching and, you know what I'm saying, and imitating a man. You see what I'm saying? When the spirit of prophecy is up on a woman, she does not imitate a man at all. You see what I'm saying? Because the Spirit of the Lord empowers a man to be a man and empowers a woman to be a woman. You see what I'm saying? Also, it'll empower you to go against an enemy force, not against your men. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to read part 3 again. Isaiah 23. And the Lord said, like as my servant Isaiah have walked naked and barefoot 3 years for a sign and wonder upon Egypt and upon Ethiopia, so shall the king of Assyria lead away the Egyptians prisoners and the Ethiopians captives, young and old, naked and barefoot, even with their buttocks uncovered to the shame of Egypt. What he did was a sign that was a precursor to that. He ain't have to say a damn thing. Now, let me go further to prove this. We'll go to 2 Kings chapter 13 and verse 20. And Elisha died. Now, this time, Elisha, who was the successor to Elijah, right, who had a double portion of the spirit of prophecy that Elijah had, right? Now he gets old and he died. And Elisha died, and they buried him. And the bands of the Moabites invaded the land at the coming in of the year, right? The coming in of the year, of course, what we know in the ISUPK is during the time of the Passover. That's the coming in of the year. You see what I'm saying? And it came to pass, as they were burying a man, there was a man that died, right? They were burying the man, right? That behold, they spied a band of men, and they cast the man into the sepulchre of Elisha. They cast him where Elisha was buried, right? And when the man was let down and touched the bones of Elijah, he touched the bones of Elijah, so that means Elijah, had been dead for, a long time, right? He was bones, right? And touched the bones of Elijah, he revived and stood up on his feet. Wow. Now, what was that right there? Right? That was a prophecy. You see what I'm saying? Hold on, I'm gonna show you what that was pointing to. Isaiah 26 and 19. Now hold that thought. Remember what happened with Elijah, right? The dude, they threw him into the sepulchre of Elijah, and his body touched the dead bones of Elijah, and dude hopped up and woke up, right? Now, Isaiah 26 and 19. Thy dead men shall live, together with my dead body shall they arise. Awake and sing, ye that dwell in dust, for the dew is as the dew of earth, and the earth shall cast out the dead. Now, you see this? That was a prophecy as we go back, right? And And it came to pass, as they were burying a man, that behold, they spied a band of men, and they cast the man into the sepulchre of Elisha. And when the man was let down and touched the bones of Elisha, he revived and stood up on his feet. That was a prophecy. Did it say the bones got up and said anything? No, the bones, the bones didn't say nothing. The dude didn't say nothing either. It didn't say that he said anything. You see what I'm saying? What was that? That was a sign right there, which was also prophecy too. And when a woman prophesies, right? Now, you have sisters in the scriptures that caught a direct word from the Lord to say at a certain time. You see what I'm saying? And the Lord ain't dealing with the Christian woman like that to say nothing. You see what I'm saying? The Christian female pastor, one thing, she can't be quiet enough to even hear the Lord. You see what I'm saying? She can't quiet her own spirit enough. That's why Deborah dwelt by a palm tree. When you think of palm trees, what do you think of? You think of quietness, right? You think of, peace, things like that, tropical peace. Cool, the wind, soft wind blowing, the waves gently rippling in the sea and all of that, right? A quiet place. You see what I'm saying? That's why she dwelt by a palm tree. She knew how to shut her damn mouth and listen. You see what I'm saying? Our women don't know how to do that. You see what I'm saying? You can't even correct them without them. And that's how you know that the Lord's not speaking to them. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, there was another sign, right? Now, go to Judges chapter 6 and verse 11. All right, this is the time of Gideon, right? We have been mightily oppressed by the Midianites and the Amalekites. Judges chapter 6 and verse 11. And there came an angel of the Lord and sat under an oak which was in Ophrah, that pertained unto Joash the Abiezrite, and his son Gideon threshed wheat by the winepress to hide it from the Midianites. Now, think about it for a second. It said he threshed wheat, by the winepress. Gideon also had the gift of prophecy. Also, all the judges are prophets. You see what I'm saying? Right? The spirit of prophecy was up on him. And what he was actually doing when he was threshing wheat, what would he have in his hand? He would have a sickle, because he had to swing like this, right? Now, he's swinging like that. He's threshing the wheat, and he's doing it by the winepress. What is the color of the pure blood of the grape? Red, right? So now you got Gideon just swinging the thresh, swinging the sickle, right? And when the angel saw him, that's what he was doing. And what did the angel call him? The angel saw something that he didn't see. You see what I'm saying? The angel saw Gideon whacking the hell out the damn Midianites. You see what I'm saying? And they blood flowing on the ground. That's what he saw when he saw Gideon threshing the wheat, right? It didn't say Gideon preached a sermon, did it? It didn't say Gideon preached anything or none of that. What he was doing was a sign for a future thing, because think about it, that's what prophecy is telling the future. You see what I'm saying? Whether in a spoken word or in a sign. You see what I'm saying? Those four women, those four daughters that prophesied, their lives were signs of what the pleasant land Jerusalem, you know what I'm saying, is going to be like, you know what I'm saying, in the kingdom. You see what I'm saying? Their lives were signs for that. That's why I said they prophecy, not saying that they ran around preaching and trying to teach all that. You see what I'm saying? And his son Gideon threshed wheat by the winepress to hide it from the Midianites. All right, we see what he was doing. That was another sign right there. See what I'm saying? Because what did Gideon end up doing? Like I said before, he ended up leading the charge and killing the hell out of them damn Midianites. You see what I'm saying? And destroying them. And the Lord used him to deliver the nation of Israel at this time. That's what him threshing the wheat by the winepress was a sign and a prophecy, a foretelling of what he was going to do for the kingdom of the Most High. Now, let's give another sign. I like to drive these points home. All you out of order sisters out there and all you effeminate, weak Christian brothers that's running around talking about how a woman can prophecy, a woman can teach, a woman can, you run around saying all that because you sit there and look at that, you know what I'm saying? You look at when it said the daughters prophesied and all that, and now you done sit there and gave young women a license to be out of order. 2 Samuel chapter 6 and verse 13. Second Samuel chapter 6 and verse 13. And they of Bethshemesh, like second, I'm at first Samuel, second, a lot. All right. Now what's going on here is King David is recovering the ark of the covenant, right? After warring with the Philistines. 2 Samuel chapter 6 and verse 13. And it was so that when they that bare the ark of the Lord had gone 6 paces, he sacrificed oxen and fatlings, right? Sacrificing is also a job of a priest, right? All right. And King David danced before the Lord with all of his might. And David was girded with a linen ephod. Who wears an ephod? Right? Now think about it. He's got his king garments on, and he has a linen ephod on also. Who wore the ephod? The priest. You see what I'm saying? So now he's got on clothes that represent a king and a priest. You see what I'm saying? Who was that a prophecy concerning? That was a prophecy concerning Christ, who would be king and high priest. You see what I'm saying? That's what that prophecy was right there. That he would be king and high priest. That's why King David had on his kingly apparel, and he had on the ephod also too. Christ, who would come out of his loins, would be the king and high priest. That was a prophecy, a sign pointing to something that is to come. Did it say he spoke a prophecy concerning it? No, it didn't say that. Did he preach? Did he preach? No, I didn't say that. You see what I'm saying? He was singing and dancing before the Lord, right? And what he had on, you know what I'm saying, was the prophecy. That spoke. You see what I'm saying? That spoke for him. Just like Gideon threshing the wheat by the winepress spoke for him. You see what I'm saying? Just like the man that was thrown in the sepulchre of Elisha and touched the bones of Elisha and revived that spoke for itself. You see what I'm saying? Neither one of these guys, part of my friends, they ain't have to say shit. You see what I'm saying? Their lies, what they did, these were signs of something, of things that were to come. That is also prophecy, and that's how women prophecy when they get in order. And back to what I was saying though, concerning, you know, when the sister is in order, right? Everybody's going to be angry with her, right? Let me tell you why are they going to be angry? Her family is going to be angry with her. You see what I'm saying? Because her family sees her doing stuff that her mother did not do for her father. You see what I'm saying? If her father told her mother to be quiet, what would she do? She would keep running her mouth. You see what I'm saying? While her, on the other hand, that sister that's in the truth is on the other hand, he ain't even got to raise his voice or nothing. He just said, yeah, be quiet. She knows to shut up. They see that, they're going to be angry. And then they see her serve him, bring him plates of food, making sure that he's okay. And not only that, but bringing plates to the other brothers, and they sitting there getting angry. They being ate up inside. You know why? Because she's prophecy. And like I said before, everybody gets angry with the prophets. You see what I'm saying? That's why they're angry with her, because she's really prophesying for real. And she ain't saying a goddamn word. You see what I'm saying? Now, let's go a little, I ain't gonna go too much into this. We're gonna go in a little bit into Deborah. Judges chapter 4. We're going to go Judges chapter 4, verse 1. And the children of Israel again did evil in the sight of the Lord when Ehud was dead. And the Lord sold them into the hand of Jabin, the king of Canaan, that reigned in Hazor, the captain whose host was Sisera, which dwelt at Harosheth of the Gentiles. Now, think about this for a second. Now, we have Jabin, the king of Canaan, right? Coming up against the nation of Israel, right? This is how you know that those sisters are not prophets, because what would they do? They would join along with the enemy to come up against us and to tell us, you know, to bow down to the enemy. They're not going to tell us to go to war. You see what I'm saying? And the only reason why she says because she caught a direct word from the Lord. You see what I'm saying? And the children of Israel cried unto the Lord, for he had 900 chariots of iron, and 20 years he mightily oppressed the children of Israel. And Deborah, a prophetess. Now watch what else it does, right? That said, and Deborah, a prophetess, right? The wife of Lipidos. it states who her head was. You see what I'm saying? She judged Israel at that time. What does this mean that she judged Israel at that time? When a woman judges, she's not the same as a man judge. Because see, this is how they're different. The man is the, just like with parents, right? Both can be a parent. You have a man parent and you have a woman parent. A father and a mother, they're both parents, right? But are they the same kind of parent? They're not the same kind of parent. One is a father and one is a mother. You see what I'm saying? Now, when a man judges Israel, he judges as what? He judges as a father. You see what I'm saying? What do fathers do? Fathers instruct, and they also hand out the disciplinary action also. You see what I'm saying? That's why the male judges can end up putting people to death. You see what I'm saying? Or giving them lashes, you know what I'm saying, 39 lashes or something like that. Or, you know what I'm saying, whatever the punishment was, it's the man judge that carries the stuff out. The female, Deborah never punished anybody. You see what I'm saying? Her judging matters, you know what I'm saying? She would judge the matter, you know, according to the law. People would come up to her. This man stole, you know what I'm saying, a sheep from me, or whatever the case, right? Well, the judgment that's written in the law, right? She will tell him that he's supposed to return for the sheep that he stole, that he took. You see what I'm saying? Or this man, I had an ox, you know, and he, you know, and somehow the ox, right, was the ox got, you know, it ran away or whatever happened, you know. Now she's to say, well, you know, you got to swear an oath that you did not deal treacherously with this man's ox. And what it is, he would give the oath, yes, I didn't do treacherously with this man's ox. And he should not be, you know, he won't be recompensed for that, you know what I'm saying? The ox had just got away, you know, nothing to do about that, you know what I'm saying? But if there was like negligence on his part, then he is to pay back, you know what I'm saying? The judgment concerning, you know, the ox, right? He's to restore, you know, that ox, you know, or the money or whatever the case was. She's to give that sentence down. But if the man decides, no, I ain't gonna do this, I ain't gonna do that, right? What she would do is she would go to the men judges who are fathers of the nation, and they will decide what's supposed to be done with that man. Not her herself. You see what I'm saying? And she dwelt under the palm tree of Deborah between Ramah and Bethel in Mount Ephraim. And the children of Israel came up to her for judgment. And she sent and called Barak, the son of Abinoam, out of Kadesh Naphtali, and said unto him, hath not the Lord God of Israel commanded, saying, go and draw towards Mount Tabor, and take with thee 10,000 men of the children of Naphtali, and of the children of Zebulun, and I will draw unto thee to the river Kazan, Sisera the captain of Javin's army, and his chariots, and his multitude, and I will deliver him into thy hand. Now this seemed like a tall order, you see what I'm saying? You know, but she caught this word directly from the Lord. You see what I'm saying? To tell him what to do, right? She didn't go to try to lead the battle to herself or none of that. She wasn't a great war general. Like they be trying to say, Deborah was this great war general. She, you know, no, she was not that. She was simply a prophetess woman that was obedient to the Lord, who had a head covering, you know, just like any wife in the nation of Israel. Knowing good and well, your sisters is not trying to follow after Deborah, because ain't no damn well you want to sit there and go against the white man or any nation that oppresses us. You'll only go against us. You see what I'm saying? You'll do that, and you'll join the white man to come up against us, but you will not. In the time of our adversity, you would not even be there like that. You think about saving your goddamn self. Now, we're going to see a little bit into the song that Deborah sung. Now, this is what the women were saying, and also this is prophecy, and also, you see what I'm saying? Prophecy and through song. Even when Barak, and they whooped the Canaanites and all that, right? That was also even a prophecy of how the Lord is going to destroy all the nations that come up against the nation of Israel. And what did they do? They started to utter a song, right? Just like, just like when the Lord destroyed Pharaoh. You see what I'm saying? Miriam broke into a song. What did she do? She went and grabbed the women up, and they broke into a song singing about how the Lord destroyed the enemies of the nation of Israel. None of you sisters that call yourself prophetesses are doing that at all. You see what I'm saying? You will not sing against the white man. You see what I'm saying? But you'll join Beyonce and all of these R&B singers when they sit there and sing up against black men, right? When they sing against black men, how black men ain't no good, black man this, I can do bad all by myself, and all of this stupid stuff that they like to sing. Yeah, they'll sing that. You see what I'm saying? And they'll prophesy that. And then they'll end up doing bad all by themselves too. You know what I'm saying? With no goddamn husband, you know what I'm saying? No hair, you know what I'm saying? And no real family structure. House all broken apart. See what I'm saying? And no kids that will bring her any honor if she has any. See what I'm saying? She done ran her father off and then destroyed him. All right, we show how this was a prophecy, right? We're gonna start it. We're gonna take this from chapter 5, because I really like this verse right here. This chapter. This breaks it all the way down. The Judges chapter 5, verse 1. Then sang Deborah and Barak, the son of Abinoam, on that day, saying, Praise ye the Lord for the avenging of Israel. For the avenging of Israel. No, forgive everybody. We're supposed to be thinking about forgiveness. Well, obviously, the one that's telling you that is not a prophetess. You know what I'm saying? And that man is telling you that ain't no prophet, because it's saying the direct damn opposite right here. Praise ye the Lord for the avenging of Israel, when the people willingly offered themselves. And this ain't a prophecy just for me. She's not just saying, they're not just saying about what happened back then. This is also going into the future. Hear, O ye kings, give ear, O ye princes. Even I, will sing unto the Lord. I will sing praise unto the Lord God of Israel. Lord, when thou wentest out of Seir. Now think about it. They were not fighting against They were not fighting against the children of Seir at this time. They weren't fighting against Esau or nobody. Who was they fighting against? They were actually fighting against the Canaanites. You see what I'm saying? When thou wentest out of Seir, when thou marchest out of the field of Edom. What is this talking about? Something in the future. You see what I'm saying? This is talking about even the future from us now. The earth trembled, and the heavens dropped. The clouds also dropped water. The mountains melted from before the Lord, even that Sinai from before the Lord God of Israel. In the days of Shamgar, the son of Anath. Now, Shamgar was the one that slew 600 Philistines with an ox goad. In the days of Jael, the highways were unoccupied, and the travelers walked through byways. The inhabitants of the villages seized. They seized in Israel until that I, Deborah, arose a mother in Israel. Now think about it. What is the female judge? She's the mother. She judges as a mother. Just like I said before, a man and a woman can both be parents, but they ain't gonna be the same damn type of parent. Just like a man and a woman can be, a man can be a prophet, a woman can be a prophetess. They can both have the spirit of prophecy, but they're going to be different from one another. He's going to prophecy as a man and as a father. She's going to prophecy as a woman and as a mother. You see what I'm saying? Or as a daughter, or as a sister. You see what I'm saying? The man will prophecy as a father, a son, you know what I'm saying, or as a brother. They chose new gods. Then was war in the gates. Was there a shield or spear seen among 40,000 in Israel? This was a time that we had no weapons. Jabin, the king of Canaan, had 900 chariots of iron, and we didn't even have sufficient weapons to fight against anybody. You see what I'm saying? My heart is toward the governors of Israel that offered themselves willingly among the people. Bless ye the Lord. There was many governors in Israel. And like I said before, right? And these governors were also judges. You see what I'm saying? The people came to Deborah to judge, like I said, as a mother, right? Everybody was afraid of Jabin, the king of Canaan. You see what I'm saying? The dude had 900 chariots of iron. You know what I'm saying? That'd be like the equivalent of having 900 tanks. You see what I'm saying? And no telling how many footmen he had, because each chariot can carry, you know what I'm saying, a hell of an amount of footmen. You see what I'm saying? It could be a few thousand going around one chariot. It's not even counting who's on the chariot, but just going around the chariot in the battle. You see what I'm saying? So just imagine, you got 900 of them. Speak ye that ride on white asses, ye that sit in judgment and walk by the way, they that are delivered from the noise of archers in the places of drawing water. There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates. And watch what verse 12 says. Awake, awake, Deborah. Awake, awake. Utter a song. You see what a female prophetess does? You see what I'm saying? You see the duties of the female prophet? Arise, Barak, and lead thy captive, thou son of Abinoam. Now think about that. Now it's telling him to rise up and lead, right? It's telling her to rise and utter a song, just like Moses led, right? Moses led, and what did Miriam do? Gather the women and utter a song. See what the female prophetess do? You see what I'm saying? It didn't say that she run around preaching and teaching or none of that. With that being said, we have the I.S.U.P.K. coming out of 1 West on the 25th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General GEN.YAHANNA. We're having the Black Expo coming up, July the 19th. Commanding General GEN.YAHANNA is going to be here. We're going to have a host of events after that, leading all the way up into the 22nd, right? Be there. Come to Indianapolis. You know what I'm saying? To get, come here and then, kick it with the generals and the captains and the officers. All the people that you see on the social media to be dropping it real heavy on the camps and the classes and stuff like that. The soldiers is out there fighting for you. And with that being said, shalom.